Welcome back to RT. Now, Iran says it is ready to take countermeasures against possible violations of last year's hard-won nuclear deal, accusing Washington of breaking the agreement.
Iran's hands are not tied and we have not burned all our bridges. We are ready to take any necessary action to counter possible violations of the nuclear deal, if the Iranian leadership decides to do so.
Well, the US Congress approved the renewal of the non-nuclear related sanctions in a move which Tehran has slammed as illegal. Iran's foreign minister also called on the EU to create a special commission to look into this, saying that all parties have to stick to their promises. The White House, though, insists the sanctions do not undermine the deal.
Just to be crystal clear about this, the Iran Sanctions Act is consistent with our commitments under the international agreement, and the President did not veto this bill because it does not undermine the deal.
According to the deal, Iran will only enrich a small amount of uranium for the next 15 years. An arms embargo will not be lifted for 5 more years, and missile technology sanctions will remain for nearly a decade. The agreement says that in return for verifiably abiding by its commitments, Iran will be relieved from international nuclear-related sanctions. Now, Iran is once again under Western pressure, claiming that Washington's move undermines the spirit of the deal. That's despite back in 2015 the agreement being met with huge enthusiasm and Western officials praising it as a major breakthrough.
This is an historic day.
We asked a political communications professor at the University of Tehran about the change in rhetoric.
So Iran believes that the nuclear agreement is violated. The United States is responsible for this violation. We have people in the US Congress that never liked the nuclear agreement, and when they had a chance to vote against it, they did. The only reason nuclear agreement was done was because they didn't have the 2/3 majority to override a presidential veto. But now that President Obama is going to go out of office in about a month, they are already starting to pass laws that is in violation of the nuclear agreement. Forces within the United States in the US Congress that opposed Iran and the nuclear agreement are working very hard to violate the agreement, and they have done that with the Iran Sanctions Act. And Iranian government obviously cannot sit idly and watch